or altruistic. So that could be a sign. They could also be a Sagittarius or have strong Sagittarius-like energy. Okay, they could be a Sagittarius moon or rising or sun or really any. They don't even have to have it like in any of their planets. It just they could just have the energy of somebody who's very philosophical, is a bigger thinker. They have like a higher mind. They seek their own truth. They don't follow tradition. They don't follow the norm. They kind of think for themselves and seek out what feels true to them. They are a deeper thinker, a bigger, higher thinker, very passionate, fiery energy, very adventurous and confident, and takes action on their dreams and goals. And just a very positive and optimistic, happy-go-lucky person, a very lucky person, probably very abundant as well. Like a lot of good things happen to this person. They just have this really high vibrational energy. And with light coming out, the age of lights, you've been training for this for lifetimes. And at the bottom of that deck, we have pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. There's light energy here. So I think that a way that you're going to recognize your soulmate is that they have a really high vibration, and they're like a light. They're a light in the world. They're a light in their community. They're a light in your life, or they bring lightness to you. So they make you feel light, not heavy. There's not a heavy feeling with this person. It's very comfortable. It's warm. It's peaceful. It's positive. It feels good. This person really makes you feel good. This person doesn't make you feel anxious or worried or um, freaking out about little things. This person makes you feel very calm. Like they help you calm down. And I think that this person feels like true love to you. So when you meet this person, it's almost a feeling of like, I just know this person feels like they're my person. And I know that sounds so vague and it could be a little cliche as well, but that feeling does exist. When you meet a person, you either like, I mean, I don't know, but I know, like, I feel like when I meet a person, my intuition immediately tells me yes or no. Like, it immediately says, like, this person's no good for you. And you ignore it and tell yourself this person could be the one. No, but you try to explain to yourself, but really, it's like you already knew right away that this is not going to work. Okay. It's that first impression intuition. What does your gut tell you? And I feel it's going to tell you yes. I feel like the moment you're going to meet this person, you're immediately going to be like, yes, yes. You don't know why you're saying yes. You don't really have evidence for it. You don't have a reason to even know this person yet. But that's because you guys have an unbreakable soul bond. Like you guys just it's just an instant recognition where you're like, this is my person. This is true love. They could have children. So that could be another indication that this is your soulmate, is that they have a child. Now, it doesn't have to be an actual child. It could be pets. They could have some dogs or some things that they take care of, or maybe children in their life that they're really close to, right? So they could have nieces or smaller, younger siblings, um, or like their friends' kids that they're really close with. Something to do with children is significant here with this person. Maybe they love children. Maybe they act like a child sometimes. Maybe their energy is very childlike and youthful. So just something with children is standing out here. And we have airport/airplane, hiking, and bar. So those could be some significant places that you could perhaps meet this person. Or these could just be confirmations that, like, if you, let's say, work at a bar, that could be a significant, like, an indication that this is your reading. Or maybe you'll meet this person at a bar. Maybe this person works at a bar because do have service. So service industry, this person could definitely work at a bar, at an airport bar, or as a flight attendant on the airplane serving you a drink, or vice versa. Or it could be like, you can meet this person at a bar in the airport, something like that. Hospitality is coming through as well. They could work at the airport as well. Um, and then we also have hiking. So this person really likes hiking. Okay, you could obviously meet them hiking, but more so with that, what I'm getting is that This person really enjoys nature and being outdoors. And that will be something that you will definitely bond over almost immediately if that's something that you also like. Or if even if you don't like it, this person is going to really love it. And that will be your sign that like, okay, that's my soulmate. Like this person's obsessed with hiking, or maybe they do like, um, what do you call it? Just they just spend a lot of time in nature. Maybe they backpack, or they like to camp, or they like to snowboard or ski, or anything to do with like nature type of activities. Okay, so we also have logical, experience, guarded, philosophical. Okay, so philosophical is definitely going along with that Jupiter energy. We already talked about that. We have experience. So this person is mature. This person is going to be experienced in something in their life, like have a lot of experience, whether it's with like something that they're really good at. Let's say they're really good. Let's say they're a really good hiker, right? Like they are just really experienced with like where to go hiking, where to travel to, the cool spots to visit, or maybe they're really experienced bartender. You know, they know how to make all the good drinks, or they are experienced travelers and they know like what is the best airline, or maybe they're really experienced, you know, sexually, like in the bedroom or in life. Maybe they have traveled a lot, and so Jupiter is about travel, so they do like to travel, and that's something that they have a lot of experience with. And then we also have logical and guarded. So this person is a little bit more, I'm getting air, like swords energy. Okay, so that could be Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Just a very logical thinker and practical, you know, intellectual, very intelligent. And like when they do something, it has to make sense to them. So they make decisions more on logic than emotion. And maybe they do guard their emotions a little bit, so they tend to be a little bit guarded, and more logical. So guarding, yeah, just that. And not that they're not emotional, it's just I think they're more masculine. Their energy's coming through as more masculine. And we have facial hair, dark skin, and piercing. So this person could have any of those qualities: facial hair, piercings, dark skin. So that could be something that would stand out to you, that this is your soulmate. We also have a change in the wind. So perhaps this person has just been through a change in their life, like a major change when you meet them. You know, so that could be something to look out for. Like maybe they had just gone through a breakup or a job loss, or they just moved, you know, states or cities or houses. They maybe just like um changed their diet and started exercising, or just like a significant change in this person's life when you meet them. That will be a clue that this is your person. I think this person, when you meet them, will have just experienced a job loss, something that's been weighing very heavy on them, feeling like they're left out in the cold. Maybe they just went through like a depressive state, or just a really hard time in their life where like they did lose everything, or they started all over. There was just a really big change, maybe even like a tower moment in their life, that sort of forced them to expand with this Jupiter energy. Um, yeah, like expand. And they're starting a new beginning. So with the magician here, so there's like a new beginning that they're embarking on, but it's something that can make them feel very heavy. It could be a breakup or a death or something like that, you know. But then there's like new love coming in. So they're when you meet them, yeah. So I mean, you could be a guy or a girl, but like this Nine of Pentacles and the Empress energy, I just feel like they're going to be really focused on you and think that you are everything. So when you meet this person, they're going to view you as a very beautiful, beautiful person. Just basically their dream person and everything that they wanted. And I feel like they're going to communicate this to you. I feel like you're not really going to be in the dark about that. You're going to feel through the few things that they tell you that like, oh my God, like you're you're kind of what I've been manifesting. You're everything I've been manifesting. The magician is manifestation energy. So this is something that this person has been really thinking and overthinking about, and really heavily focused on manifesting here. I'm patiently waiting for. Okay, so when you meet this person, they might actually tell you that like, oh my God, like you are everything and you're actually what I have been asking for and manifesting. Or um, this person is just a really good manifester. That's also something to know here. We, just for signs, we have Sagittarius, Taurus, Gemini, and Virgo here for signs. But so, how are you going to recognize your soulmate? This person is going to be very stable and a hard worker. I think that, like, they go through something like a change in the wind, but they're really focused on their job and on their career, and they have big dreams and goals, this person, and they are trying to manifest a lot of balance and healing. Okay, so they're very focused on like healing themselves and finding balance, but also being some sort of a leader, maybe even a spiritual leader or teacher. Maybe they're a teacher. They could be like an alchemist. They could be a healer, somebody that's really good at mixing energies, or just a really positive person. Like I said, also able to make like just make good out of something bad. And this is something they could do for a profession in some way, shape, or form. There's like transformation energy there. This person is a really, it's easy to talk to this person, but like we have the Five of Swords here, which is a conflict in communication. Because I do feel that this person is a really good communicator. With Gemini energy, Mercury energy coming through this person, like basically can speak into existence whatever it is that it wants. Okay, so the waiting for you has caused them conflict. Maybe while because okay, the four of swords is like awaiting, stagnant, sleeping, contemplating, no movement, resting, separation energy. And then the lovers is obviously about a divine union and love, coming together. It's about other things, but that's how I'm reading it right now. So what I'm getting is that there is some sort of conflict around waiting for this divine union and love. This person's trying to manifest this, and it wasn't coming to them. So like they're kind of in conflict and not like anxious, kind of worried about it. So maybe they have a tendency to worry when they don't get what they want. They want something and it doesn't come to them, and they have a tendency to worry a lot, and like waiting for it is the waiting period, and the stagnancy creates anxiety for them. The waiting, yeah, because look, we have the Seven of Pentacles as well. It's that wait. So this person is not very good at waiting. They're not the most patient when it comes to waiting for getting what they want. And not only waiting, but not knowing. I think like not knowing if it's going to happen, or just like maybe they have a tendency to overthink. They have a tendency to overthink this connection as well. But there's something about stagnancy here. So take that how it resonates. Like you'll know when you meet this person, you're like, yep, that's what that tarot reading was talking about. Your ass cannot relax, in time of like uncertainty. Um, so that's like, but these are all bigger things. So these are like small, random little details about this person. I mean, yeah, they kind of are, but these are prominent details. These are things that are really going to stand out to you. This is not something that's going to happen one time and that's it. It's something it's a pattern for this person. So that's why these are coming up, because these are things that you're going to realize over and over and over again, and they're going to be so prominent. So yeah, this person's also a very good communicator. They really like stability. They're a very sensual person, and I feel that they're very wise. They are very spiritual. Maybe that's why you guys have this like immediate soul bond, is because you recognize that this person is very philosophical, higher level thinker, and they do have this energy to them that is wise. Like they have this deep inner wisdom that they like to communicate about and share with you. So that's definitely something. They definitely like to travel. They really do enjoy luxury and the finer things in life, and good food, good music. The five senses, it's Taurus energy. It's just all of that is important to them, for everything to feel good and smell good and look good. And taste good and all of the things, you know. They probably are really sensual in the bedroom and like to take their time, very romantic as well. They could also be a little bit stubborn in their thinking sometimes, or even in the way that they do things. But they still have this sense of free spiritedness to them. So it's not like they're completely guarded and stubborn, because we have Sagittarius energy coming out twice. And we also have Earth energy that is a little bit more stubborn. But I feel like, especially with the Magician here, they could be stubborn, and they do like practicality, and they do like to make plans and know how things are going to play out. But this person is also able to go with the flow just as much. They're able to deviate from the plan and be adaptable when it's needed. Okay, so this person has the wisdom to do both. um and they're very hardworking. They have a very good work ethic. There is something that they're really focused on when you meet them, like a goal that they're really focused on. And they want to grow and expand that goal. There's an expansion energy here again with Sagittarius. There's just something that they want to accomplish, and they're like, maybe like when you meet them, they're getting out of their comfort zone to do that, or that's just something that is like in their nature to do. And I think that you guys are going to develop romantic feelings for each other pretty quickly, pretty early on. So you're going to meet this person, you're going to feel this deep soul connection, you're going to recognize all these other things about them, but also there's going to be like it's going to trigger romantic, like they're going to make romantic gestures towards you like pretty early on. So whereas, you know, sometimes you date somebody for like 2 weeks and then finally you become romantic, this person's like almost immediately gonna be like lovey-dovey with you because they're gonna feel the connection between you guys. This is one of those connections that you're gonna know right away that this is your person, basically. Like it's gonna be a feeling, it's gonna be an instant connection, and you're gonna feel it like, okay, yes, this is it. That's your biggest sign. I think how you recognize your soulmate is just that connection that you feel, that soul connection that you feel. But then the other things that I described are also going to be confirmations that this is your soulmate. So that is what I have for you, pile one. I really hope that that was helpful and you enjoyed that. um Please let me know if you did in the comments below, and like this video, subscribe to my channel. And if you like other soulmate videos, you can check that out on my channel as well. I have a whole bunch of them. Thank you so much for supporting me on here, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So if you chose Miss White Geode, this is going to be a reading about how will you recognize your soulmate. So what kinds of signs will you get, whether that's a feeling or physical characteristics, a characteristic, a personal trait, or just anything about how you meet this person, serendipities, synchronicities, that will give you an indication, a confirmation that this is in fact your soulmate. Like, yes, you have met the one. Okay, besides an obvious feeling, which is mainly what was coming out for pile one, what other signs, you know, will you get? Because I would assume that we would all get a feeling, right? Some sort of feeling. But yeah, like how are you going to know? So your first card is reunion. So how will you recognize this person? Well, you could already know this person. So um you could have already met your soulmate. They could be somebody that you've known from the past, and then you come into like you reunite with them and you have a really strong connection and you feel like, oh my God, this person is my soulmate. And you feel like there's some sort of potential here between you guys. There's a lot of chemistry between you guys. So you definitely get like a niggle, like some sort of feeling inside of you, that is telling you. But the main indication would be that this person is somebody that you could have already met already, and then you know, that's your soulmate. Um, Now this person doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that you dated. It could be just somebody that you knew, like from childhood, or um, just from your past, or maybe even you knew of each other, but you didn't really know each other. This could also be a reunion. So like it could be a high school reunion, a family reunion, some sort of event like that, that you would meet them. There'll be another clue. So let's see what else. So we have worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. We have number 45, 49, the observer. We have Chiron, healing. We have Starseed, what lights you up. And then we have let your friends help you, ask for and accept support from others. So, how are you going to recognize your soulmate? Well, I kind of feel like okay, there's definitely something here with a community we have reunion and we have let your friends help you. So you could run into this person or meet this person in an environment where there's like a community reunion, something like that. We have like a whole bunch of friends around hosting a party or an event and you reunite with a lot of people that you knew. So maybe you don't know this person specifically, like your soulmate, but you meet them in a place where you are reuniting with people that you do know, like your friends. And that's how like your friends are kind of like bringing you guys together in a way. So there's something here with community. We have observer. So whether it's this person that's being really observant, where you have to really be observant of your own feelings, because this little fox is taking this his binoculars basically and looking at the moon very intently, almost like analyzing it and observing it. So it's like the moon representing your feelings, your fears, your deeper emotions, your subconscious, um, the unknown, and you're like observing that. So there's something here with being the observer of your deeper self and your emotions, and that's how you're going to recognize your soulmate. So maybe like tuning into your deeper self about this person and that okay, wait, because we have worry. So I think okay, I think that this person triggers something from your past. um this person triggers some issue that you have, like a childhood thing that you haven't healed, because we have Huron healing. This is basically about like wherever, so maybe look that up, like wherever your Chiron is in your chart. This is being, the wounded healer, right? So it's like whatever biggest wound that you have is because through your own healing of that wound, now you become like you're able to heal through that. You're able to heal other people, help other people heal, because that's your biggest wound. That's something that you have to deal with. And so maybe your biggest wound has something to do with being like a worrier, right? Having a lot of anxiety around maybe like your emotionally, right? Like emotional wounding or something like that, where you tend to just go around in circles over and over and over again, not trusting things. And so that would be like taking over you when you get to this person, they trigger that in you. And for some reason you're worrying, but you're being called to look deeper within underneath that worry and that fear, to look deeper into your emotions and see like what are you truly feeling about this person, what is truly true about this person, despite what your ego and your fears and your trauma and your pain and your worries are telling you. So there's something that you're going to have that. So this is a sign of how you're going to recognize your soulmate, is they're going to trigger that in you almost immediately, to where you feel this anxiety and you don't know why, and you have to go deeper, dig deeper um to see this person beyond your anxiety, because you're not seeing this person clearly. You're seeing this person through a wounded lens, and you're not seeing them clearly as your soulmate, because eyes easily have starseed. So I feel like you guys have a starseed connection. I feel like either this person is a star seed from a different planet, and that I don't know, for you guys to be soulmates, I almost feel like you guys probably had lifetimes on a different planet together. Now you guys have come to Earth and you're like soulmates so that you can help raise the vibration of this planet. You're both star seeds. And so you're not seeing that clearly in this person because you're not trusting your own gut and intuition. You're letting your like worry mind take over. So that's like something that is standing out and you need to know. And so that's what's coming out mainly from those cards. Let me pull some tarot cards. How is pile two going to recognize their sign? What are like the main signs? And yeah, look, there is that heartbreak energy here. This person is really, really calling you to step it up and to step into your confidence, your independence, your knowing your worth, your self esteem. And there is this, like, okay, so there's the counterparts, right? King of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. The feminine here is coming through as a lot more fiery, just magnetic, sexy, sexual, independent, self sufficient, free spirited, adventurous, spiritual, magnetic, radiant, all of that, you know? It's like a fiery energy, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. And the masculine is coming through as a lot more grounded. This is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, a lot more stable, grounded, practical, logical, hardworking, very much connected to the material realm and about, you know, is all about their success and finances and trying to make that money and being a protector and a provider and just like a traditional sort of masculine energy. And then there's this five of cups between you guys. So there's this sadness, this disappointment, this grieving that is blocking you guys' connection. And I think it has to do with your tendency to worry about things based on perhaps a heartbreak that you experienced in the past with the Three of Swords that's being triggered here. Or it could just be, I don't know, your head and your heart being on a different page, not knowing, not being able to feel your feelings. For some reason, you're blocking your heart space with a lot of logic and overthinking, and you're being more of like the observer and just looking at this from a very logical perspective instead of feeling through it and feeling what you feel and feeling, letting yourself feel the love, you know? Um, so how do you know, how are you going to be able to recognize your soulmates? I think that there's going to be some sort of a heartbreaking thing that's going to happen here in the beginning in your relationship that's going to trigger a lot of healing, you know? Like, I don't know, there's going to be like some sort of a fight or conflicts where like no one's winning because there's just like an argument, it's just drama, and it's like it's not helping anyone. And it does lead to like this disappointment, this heartbreak, this emotional pain, whatever. And but then there's a change. There's some, it's a part of your karma because we have Saturn coming out twice. We have the world, which is Saturn, and then Saturn wisdom. There's some sort of limitation on this connection. There's some sort of earthly limitation, whether it's like this other person's job or money situation or your money situation, whoever, that's impacting this connection. There's some sort of a third party here that is causing some sort of conflict. And this third party could be your own thoughts, right? Like impacting this connection. It could be this person's own thoughts. I'm not getting it's another person. I'm getting it's like a, it could be like a job or like a or role or something, or a physical distance. It could even be with the world, right? It could be like distance between you guys or something like that, that is causing some sort of fight and disappointment and some sort of pain on an emotional level. um but then there is justice, you know, there is balance and there is this equal give and take. But there is a little bit of a rough patch here in the beginning, I feel, because this person is really triggering a lot of healing for you, to look at this wound, to look at this wound that you have before moving forward. It's I think that this is a type of soulmate connection that you guys like signed a contract, right? You have this message in a bottle, this like secret contract that this person is going to trigger you to work through some of your issues from the past, and that's like your karmic um contract with each other. Like that's your karmic duty to each other to do that before you can move on to, you know, living a nice, more balanced, harmonious life together. There's some karma here that is being worked out with you guys. So like this is a sensitive I guess, message, because you definitely, like, I wouldn't want you to get into a relationship with someone and it's toxic and you'd be like, oh no, this is my soulmate because they're triggering me and they're breaking my heart and they're treating me like shit, you know? So I'm not getting that. Well, let's see. Let's just see how this person is, because that's a karmic relationship isn't necessarily a toxic relationship, you know, and I'm not saying this is a karmic relationship. I'm just saying that with soulmates, there's always some sort of karma to work out. Okay. Soulmates are soulmates for a reason. They're here to help us grow and evolve. All right. There's shit that we got to do with each other. This pile just seems to be a lot more heavily focused on those lessons rather than like the lovey-dovey shit. So there's a big lesson here that's being learned and worked out through this connection, and I don't want you to mistake it for like a toxic person that is genuinely degrading and mistreating you. So let's just see how else this person, how else is going to recognize their soulmate. Like who is their soul? How is their soulmate? How is their soulmate going to treat them for this to be triggered? Okay, there's a lot of travel energy here. Yeah, I see. I don't see any toxic energy. I don't. I do see a healthy person. I see your soulmate as being a healthy person, who does want like a grounded, stable connection here, you know, with you. Like they want to either be the Queen of Pentacles for you or they want you to be their Queen of Pentacles. Okay. They want that kind of like nice, balanced, harmonious relationship. But I just feel like, and there is travel involved here, a lot of travel. So there could be distance between you guys. That could definitely be a thing. So that would be something that how you'd recognize your soulmate is that they live at a distance from you. But there's a lot of communication here, a lot of quick back and forth communication. I would say for the most part, it's positive communication with the Eight of Wands. It's a lot of good, uplifting, happy sort of communication. But maybe it does sometimes get to a point where there's conflict here with communication. There's aggression, there's projection, there's like fighting, you know, drama with the Five of Swords that's creating this like heartbreak energy. So there is something here with communication that's not 100%. And and I see you guys moving away from that. I see that with the Six of Swords, you're going to be moving away from that sort of kind of communication where it's insensitive and cold, you know, and it's going to move forward more loving, like in a more loving way, more from the heart, more from understanding and compassion rather than just like a quick, like cold, insensitive, you know, being triggered. Like, you know, when somebody gets triggered, they tend to just snap and like say the meanest shit because they're coming from ego. And I think you guys are going to be moving away from that kind of communication and way of treating each other and moving towards more of a loving, understanding, compassionate way of interacting with each other. Okay. So there is this resolution of conflict that I'm seeing, but there is conflict. Like there is some sort of conflict that gets worked out with you guys, and then you guys move towards love, right? You guys move towards the lovers. So it's this like nice, beautiful union of, you know, this could even be like a twin flame connection, but definitely soulmate. I mean, the lovers is a divine connection. And there's definitely travel involved here. Whether you guys are traveling a lot together, this person lives far away from you, or you live, you know, yeah. So let's see what person, like, what else can we know about this person? So, how will a group to recognize their soulmate? So, this person is very mature and wise. So, this person does have that healer type of energy to where I'm always thinking like they're maybe like an old soul, like they're a starseed. So, right, starseed came out. So, this person's a starseed, which to me just shows that they are an old soul. They probably come from a different type of star system, planet, galaxy, whatever, where they are more evolved, more advanced beings, more spiritually conscious. And then you come to Earth, to this very dense, kind of lower vibrational planet, right? Very limited, physically limited, Saturn. And you try to raise its vibration because of the wisdom that you have from your other places that you've lived, on a soul level, obviously. And so this person does seem to carry with them a lot of just higher perspectives, higher knowing, deeper wisdom, very intuitive, like a deeper person. And perhaps it's because they're like that they reflect back to you your own wounds and issues that you still need to work out. And I don't think that they do it in a way where like they're, you know, talking shit to you and saying how horrible of a person you are because you don't even know how to do A, B, and C, but because they exemplify to you what it means to be like a conscious human being. And whenever it is that you react and you get all crazy, they're like, hey, that's not cool. Like, don't talk to me that way. Don't treat me that way. Like that, I don't deserve that. And then you're like, damn, you're right. I am acting like a crazy bitch, like let me calm down and reflect. But I think this person has really shown boundaries. I think this person has really shown boundaries with the world card. They are very self-protective. They really protect themselves and they don't allow this toxic energy in their life. Because maybe they have had people take advantage of them in the past that has led to heartbreak for them. And now and they've matured from those experiences. They've learned the wisdom that they needed to learn. And now they're like, I don't want to do that. So they have really strong boundaries and they're very self-protective. And they tell you like, hey, I'm not okay with that. Like either step it up or that's it. And so it's like you're going to kind of be forced to step up your game and to become wiser and more mature yourself in order to sustain this kind of high level sort of relationship. And even if your person isn't that great and amazing and high and mighty and wise and spiritual and a star seed, like they could be just a regular human with issues just like you and just like everybody. I'm not saying that they're God or anything. Like they don't even have to be. But maybe because you love them or the connection that you have with them is so strong that you realize you hurt them. You realize you hurt them through your own projections and insecurities, and you project it onto them, right? And that makes them feel unseen and on like misunderstood and like, hey, I'm not doing anything wrong. Why are you assuming that I am? Type of thing, or why are you treating me this way? I have nothing to do with this issue of yours. And so you kind of notice that like how you hurt them through your actions. So maybe they're not so wise as to tell you like, hey, this is what is happening and I'm an all-knowing being and I never react. Maybe they have their shit too that they gotta deal with, that you both help each other. But in either case, there's conflict here. Like there's conflict that needs to be worked out. And the heartbreak could be on their part too. Like it could be this person, or this could be reversed as well. So take that how it resonates. But there is some sort of like triggering of each other that forces you guys to move forward more from a heart space rather than so cold and logical and insensitive. We have intellectual, adaptable, versatile, peaceful. So this person is very intelligent, intellectual. You guys will probably have really nice conversations. They have like a peaceful vibe about them. And then we have, adaptable and versatile. I just feel like they're able to morph and transform and adapt to situations as needed. So they're very mutable. So that could be like Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces, or Virgo energy. And we also have shy. So that's definitely like that Virgo energy coming through as well. They could come off as like a little bit more quiet at first when you meet them. This could definitely be their energy. Like when I was talking about the observer and the worry, this could be their tendency. And this is why they keep quiet a lot of times, or they come off as a little bit shy because they tend to worry about things they shouldn't worry about. And they're more of the observer. Like they're this type of person that will just sit back and kind of be in the back of the room observing the situation before they come out and express who they truly are. It just takes them a little bit longer to warm up to things, to you, to environments. Um, Maybe this causes some sort of conflict between you guys. They're just very self-protective, this person. Yeah, they protect their energy. They really do. But they have wisdom though. Like I do get scorpionic energy with that. Maybe like Scorpio rising. And the guarded, yeah, they're guarded at first, but then they come out and they're like, hello, here I am, and they open up about who they are, but they do come off as a little bit guarded at first. Okay, let's get some physical characteristics. So how like this person? Well, for bio 2, how can they recognize their soulmate? Anything that you wanna. Okay, so we have dark skin, thin and petite, dimples. And this person likes to wear hats or has like some sort of a headdress. And they like to accessorize and wear jewelry. And now let's just get some places that might be significant to this connection to make you could recognize this person. So we have 4 seasons, desert, and someone's house. So those could be some places. So 4 seasons, obviously could be the hotel 4 seasons, but no, what I was kind of meaning when I wrote that card is that it could be a place with a climate that has 4 seasons. So summer, winter, spring, fall. But it could also have desert-like conditions. So, um, honestly, the only example I could think of right now is where I live in Colorado, because we have 4 seasons here, but it's also very desert-like. So there goes that. But maybe like Utah could be another place. Like if we're talking America, I have no idea other places in the world, but that could be like a climate where they live or where you guys meet. And then we also have someone's house. So someone's house is significant. So again, with like let your friends help you reunion, maybe there's like a party at a friend's house and a whole bunch of people are getting together, coming together, having a celebration, and that's kind of where you run into this person or you see this person again or something like that. Uh, so those are just some things to keep in mind. So anyway, that is what I have for you for how will you recognize your soulmates. Um, yeah, this got pretty like specific into like this scenario that you guys are going to go through. There wasn't that many other details about this, but it is what it is. That's what you needed to know. I really hope that you enjoyed that. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So if you chose this blue calcite, this is going to be your reading all about how will you recognize your soulmate? So how are you going to know that you have met the one, the love of your life, the person you're meant to be with? What signs are you going to get? How are you going to know what feelings you're going to feel? What sort of things are going to be happening around that time? Like whatever details the universe wants to give us about how you will be assured that this is your soulmate, how you will know. So your first card is you've already met the one. So there you go. How are you? Shit, sorry. Okay. So how are you gonna know that you have met your soulmate is probably the people that have chosen this pile are the people that have already met their soulmate or they have an inkling that this is your soulmate and you just need like that extra confirmation and reassurance that yes, this is in fact your soulmate. So for most of you, I feel like you're already with your soulmate or you have an idea of who this person could be. And the Arista sword just confirming that, like, yeah, you have already met the one. Like that is true. If obviously that feels true for you. Um, So that's like one clue or hint that who your soulmate is, okay? How can you recognize them? And if that's not the case, like that you already know your soulmate, then I feel like when you meet your soulmate, it's going to feel like you already know them. You know, there is this sense of familiarity, this connection that is unexplainable. You don't know why, but you just feel very close to this person. And yeah, it just kind of feels like that. Okay, so let's see for your other oracle cards. So we have trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. We have North Node, Destiny. No Place Like Home, number 50. We have a lot of purple going on, a lot of intuitive energy, like you kind of already know. We have this section, someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. And then we have Mirror, who or what is triggering you? And answer the call, what is your soul calling you to do? And we also have at the bottom of that deck, Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? So there is definitely a strong energy here of a calling and following your calling, trusting your intuition, trusting that soul guidance that you're feeling, you know, the deeper feeling of to do something in your life. So the way that you're going to recognize that this is your soulmate is that something is calling you to this person. And it's your destiny. Like there's this destiny energy. So I always feel like you're gonna be going through something in your life where you're really heavily focused on following your calling, your purpose, your destiny, your north node, like where it is that you're meant to be, who you want to be, just like this bigger destiny, right? Maybe you're making like a major change in your life and you're on this mission of like, I want to live true to myself. I want to be authentic. These are my dreams and my goals. I have a calling. I feel like this is the change I need to make in the world. This is how I can benefit humanity, like a higher calling, or even it could be like your own soul calling of like something, a personal transformation that you have to go through. Like, I need to elevate. I need to get rid of this stupid pattern. I need to get rid of this habit. I need to ditch this addiction. You know, I need to get to the gym. I need to focus on my health. There's something to do with health and bettering yourself and having more balance in your life. Okay. That's something that you're like focusing on. Maybe you're bossing up with this Capricorn energy. You're becoming the boss or becoming your own boss, having your own business, something like that. And it's a calling though. Like it's something that's deep within you that's like, okay, I gotta do this. It's this deep intuitive knowing that you have to do something. You are going to meet this person on that journey. Like while you're like heavily into like this calling, like, yes, this person's gonna show up in your life. Okay. Um and also I feel like this person is somebody that you're being called towards. And I don't necessarily know that you're being called towards them. I don't think you consciously are aware that you're heading towards your soulmate. I think you're following your calling to go towards your calling, which let's just, for an example, say that you feel like your calling is to be a, um, I'm not good at examples. Let's just say your calling is to be a writer, okay? To be a blogger, to be a writer, you have a message and you want to say it. You want to share it with the world through your writing. So you're on a mission to write a book and, you know, travel to a different place maybe because you need to learn a new perspective or you want to write your book somewhere else where you feel the energy and you're vibing with it or you're having to network with people to learn how to write a book or like the process of like this calling that you have to write a book on that process like by you following that path to writing this book that in essence is leading you closer to your soulmate as well because it's on that trip that you take to learn about this culture that you want to like gain a new perspective from which will help you write your book is where you meet your person. You know what I'm saying? So you're not necessarily following your calling like towards your soulmate. You're just following your calling in life or a deeper just intuition of like, I need to do this. I need to leave. I need to go here. I need to do this, whatever. And then your person through destiny, serendipitously shows up in your life. So I feel like you're going to notice a series of events that were very coincidental and serendipitous and synchronistic that led you to your soulmate. Like when you look back, you're going to be like, damn, if that didn't happen and that didn't happen and that didn't happen, I would have never been here. So I know that I needed to do all those things to get to my soulmate. And also, they're marrying you, right? Mirror. So I feel like this person as well is doing the same thing. So they're also following their intuition, their calling, their path in life that they feel called to do, and that path leads them to you as well. So their crazy path and your crazy path somehow helps you guys come together. That's going to be the biggest sign I think that this is your soulmate is like, an example I can give for that is this person uh lived in Hawaii, right? And let's say you live in Florida and this person lived in Hawaii and they had to move to Florida in order to get a job that you also work at in order to meet you. And the reason that you work at this job is because you are I don't know, you're working for a journaling company or something like that for your writing thing. So like it's kind of like that, where this person had to move mountains, or travel over mountains just to get to where you are. And you had to do something crazy to get to where you are. And it happens to be like the same exact place that you guys are hanging out at. And it's like, what? Like, that's so synchronistic and serendipitous. It's crazy shit like that, no place like home. That has to be like some sort of traveling away from home. Um, and also, this person is going to feel like home to you. That's going to be a huge indication that when you're with this person, when your guys are hanging out, they're going to feel very comforting, comfortable, cozy, homey, and like this is where you belong. It just feels right. It feels right to be with them. It just feels right. It's more of a feeling. It's definitely more of like a intuitive feeling and trusting that feeling for you. Trusting your intuition about this person. Intuitively, you're going to know this person's your person. You're just going to know. Um, Also, I think this person is going to help you in life in some way, help you out in some way, with a leg up here. So that's another sign or hint of like how you're going to recognize your soulmate is that they help you. Maybe they help you in your business, or they help you with your health, with your maybe physical health, or help you in your calling, like whatever this calling is for you. They help you. They give you a leg up. Like they support you. They're very supportive of you too. The boss. So how will you recognize your soulmate? They definitely have boss energy. They could be a Capricorn. But they're like a leader. They're in charge. They want to be the boss, or at least they're like the boss of their own life. They're like a leader of their own life. They take charge. They are very ambitious, go-getters, very hardworking. Um, yeah, they have this energy about them that's just very big, big and bad, and like don't fuck with me. That's their energy. There's also more than meets the eye, and you intuitively know the answer. I'm telling you. The way that you're going to recognize your soulmate is mainly through your intuition. Like your intuition is going to be stronger than ever, telling you that yes, this is your person, and that you have in fact called in your soulmate. But I seen that this person is going to be more than meets the eye. So they might not be what they appear on the surface. So it might actually throw you off of how this person looks physically and how they are actually as a person. So they might be like this boss energy, right? Like they come off very kind of badass, scary, don't fuck with me. But inside, they could be a whole different person. They could be very intuitive and very psychic and sensitive and emotional and in touch with their feminine side. But it's like, deception, yes, okay, that's what I'm getting. That's where that is. More than meets the eye, deception. Someone's wearing a false mask in this relationship. They have a facade. Okay, so how you're gonna recognize your soulmate is they have a really strong facade, like a mask that they wear, that they really don't allow people to get inside, like to get to know them, unless they really trust you, right? Trust, unless trust is very important to this person. So you have to Pay attention to that, that this person does not just let anybody in. They have to really, really trust you. I am getting scorpionic energy from that as well. And um, they're not necessarily presenting to you exactly what is going on inside. So you're going to be caught off guard by they could be very stoic, right? They could have a very straight face, a very, maybe a little bit emotionless, emotionally detached, but then really deep down inside, like they do have this other side to them that's more vulnerable and sensitive, but they don't show it unless they trust you. Um, and they could be mirroring this, so like you could also be that way as well, and you maybe because of that you understand this person, because you have a tendency to do that. But also with this mirror energy, I think that you guys are very similar in a lot of ways, and you have a lot in common, and you think very similarly, and you act very similarly, and you really show each other how each other is through your mirroring. you know that could be good and bad, of course. I think this person was very much into health and healthy, maybe living, healthy lifestyle, healthy eating, healthy body. They take care of their body, they work out, exercise, all of that good stuff. I think that will be something that will stand out to you as well about this person. Um, so, who is this person? How will group 3 recognize their soulmate? I think also this person has a higher calling as well. Yeah, look at that. Scorpionic energy. So that's exactly what I was talking about. That, like, they hold a lot of their feelings and emotions and they don't let it out. Um, but I think this person also has, like, this mission. Like I said, like this, you guys are both mirroring this. So you guys are both on a mission to do something. And this person is, like, about following their destiny. Like, they're very connected to their destiny, or very connected to maybe like humanitarianism or philanthropic endeavors, where they are doing something for other people, like more than just themselves. That could be like be of service to humanity or something, where they have a higher calling and purpose in life. So that's something that you guys can connect on. So this person could definitely be a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. Just have that showing in their chart or even energy. They're very secretive though. They definitely do wear a mask. I feel like it's going to cause some, yeah, with Taurus here. I feel like this is going to cause some conflict in a way, because like this person isn't showing what they truly feel about you. And that's how you're gonna recognize them. This motherfucker is stoic as hell, and they do not express how they feel. So you might feel deceived at times, because you're like, well, I trust that this is. So you are okay. You're gonna have to rely a lot on your intuition with this person rather than what they say to you and what they give you. Um, Not to say that their actions aren't going to be, I feel like their actions are going to be very supportive of you, because, like I said, with the leg up here, this person is going to be very helpful with you, very supportive of you, very physically there. So very physically available, I think, okay? It's healthy. It's a healthy connection with health coming up. But as far as feelings are concerned, I just feel like this is that person that feels very deeply, very strongly, very intensely, but they do keep it to themselves, at least until they trust you. So it just takes, they have trust issues, okay? They might have some trust issues, and they might have been deceived in their past by people. And so they have a guard up. And so this person just might be a little bit slow to open up, but they definitely have feelings, so they can feel. So they're not just like completely emotionally detached and they don't feel. No, they feel very deeply. They just don't necessarily show you. And that could be something that causes some conflict in the beginning, um, because they are secretive about this. With the Hierophant coming out, this is just a very kind of guarded energy, this very serious energy to me. The Hierophant, Taurus, like the bull, fixed, earthy, slow moving. just very much about their money, very much about their making their own money and having stability and focusing on work, and but very wise, very stubborn though, not budging, very down to earth. This person's very practical and very earthy. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, that's Scorpio. So what else can you tell me about this person? How will group 3 recognize their soulmate? Okay, so this person has some wounded energy, which would explain why they stay so guarded and why they have to wear a mask. They wear a mask as a way to protect themselves, but they're very intuitive. They're very and they have a lot of feminine energy, whether they're guy or girl. It's like they put on this masculine front, where like I don't feel, I don't care, I'm strong. But deep down they're actually very sensitive, and they sense energies very easily. They're very empathic. Okay. Because this person's been through something really heavy in their life. Some major something came to an end that caused them a lot of heartache. Maybe there's a betrayal, a death, an ego death, even a transformation. There's something here where something ended in their life that really hurt them, and they had to start over. And they moved forward. They're very success oriented. They're very focused on succeeding and elevating. They are very family oriented as well, this person. And yeah, this person's just been through a lot of battles in their life with the 9 of Wands, the wounded warrior. So they've been hurt in the past. They haven't had an easy life. This person has not had an easy life, which is why they are very sensitive, but also they keep it to themselves because they've been taken advantage of before for that. So they kind of like what I think the vibe that you're going to get from them is like you're not really going to know how they feel, but they're going to be very communicative. Like you guys are going to have like good conversation, and they're going to be very communicative and chatty and funny and witty and fun to talk to and curious, and inquisitive and very interested in the things that you have to say. But it's not necessarily going to be from an emotional place. At first, okay, don't think this is going to be your relationship with them. These are the biggest signs for you to look out for that this is your soulmate. That's their trait. That's how their personality is. They're very logical. They're very cerebral. They're not necessarily an emotional person, but they are. So let me just see who are they deep down inside. Like who are they underneath this King of Cups? Like who is Ruby's soulmate? Like deep down inside. They're actually a very passionate, fiery person who very successful and victorious. A lot of people love this person actually. They're in the spotlight in some way. They have this like Leo energy. They have a lot of pride. They're very proud of who they are, very confident. And they're a lover. They're romantic. They really are. They are a romantic person. But they're a little guarded. But they have so much love. Yeah, okay. So deep down inside, this person is a very happy, optimistic, good person who wants to love and is a charmer, a schmoozer. They're smooth. They know how to, you know, they know how to get you going. They know how to charm you. They're very charming and lovable and loving. So they do have that like more emotional nature. They just don't really show that easily, I think, just to the regular like world. So maybe like at first when you meet them, That's kind of like the vibe that you're going to get from them, and that's how you're going to know. And then they start opening up to you and you're like, oh my God, you're like a mushy, lovey-dovey person. Okay, well, screw Brady, Salvehara, screw free going to recognize them. We have a leader. Yeah, I do think that they are the boss or a leader in some way. They're outgoing. So we have this more extroverted energy. We do have the fire energy coming through. From that, I'm getting like Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, adventurous. Okay, definitely Sagittarius. This person likes to go on adventures. Okay, we have grateful. We have arrogant. Okay, so I was kind of getting that. Like, this person knows they're the shit. Okay, this person knows that they are good at what they do, that they're capable, they're competent, they're intelligent, like, they're victorious, right? The Six of Wands, they're successful. A lot of people have their eyes on them. A lot of people recognize them and put them on a pedestal. So maybe sometimes this person could get a little bit arrogant, like, get ahead of themselves a little bit. But maybe you'll ground them. But okay, also they're grateful. So I think that yeah, they could be arrogant and maybe sometimes boast a little bit about how amazing they are, but they always come back to being grateful. They always come back to humbling themselves and being like, I truly am just really grateful for my life, for all my abundance and my success, and I am happy about all this and like grateful. So maybe that's their front, the arrogance. Okay, yeah, maybe that's their facade. Maybe that's this mask that they wear. Like they come off as like this arrogant person so that no one fucks with them, so no one can hurt them. But really deep down inside, they're actually a very humble and grateful person. They have like this duality to them, especially with the chariot, black and white, like two sides to them. One that they show to the world and one that they show only to their loved one. We have experience. We have spontaneous. Yeah, so this outgoing, adventurous experience, spontaneous energy is definitely very Sagittarius like to me, but also just very fiery, open minded, Yeah, here it is. Open minded, open to trying new things. This person's a risk taker. I think that that's something that's going to stand out to you a lot when you're with them is that they are willing to try new things. They love adventures. They're outgoing. They have this very kind of I'm in control energy where like a leader, not even in control, but like this leader type of energy, like follow me, let's go here, let's go there, like with all these ideas and creative ideas. Um and they're fun. I think that this person's just like a lot of fun to be around. You guys are gonna have a good time together. And they're not like too rigid. They're not too rigid and stuck in their ways. This person has some life experience. And they kind of go with the flow. We also have reflective and introspective. So this person tends to do that. This person, yeah, with this like Scorpio energy, the King of Cups, um, this person's a deeper person. This person has this tendency to reflect on their own actions and how they are and learn from that, on the experiences that they have gone through. That's why experience is coming through is because they reflect on these things and they learn from them. They grow. They're all about growing and learning about themselves. So it's like a beautiful quality to have. Okay. Any significant places that are like important for pile three to recognize their soulmate? Okay, so we have gym and health club coming out. So this person could really love to go to the gym or a health club. This is a place that you could maybe meet them, or a class or a club as well. So it could be definitely like a yoga class or a kickboxing class or whatever other classes that they have, workout class of some sort, physical movement and exercise. Health is really important to this person. So that's something that's definitely going to stand out to you. This could be in the city. They could live in the city, or this place where you guys get together could be in the city somewhere. Something to do with the city. Maybe they grew up in the city, or maybe like there's a city that you guys both love. That's like your favorite city, and that's like a synchronicity that's gonna you guys are gonna mirror to each other. We also have one-on-one service, so this person could maybe give you. Maybe this could be your personal trainer or something, where they're your trainer, or maybe you are doing that to them, or one of you has a job where you offer what maybe one of you does own your own business where it's like a one-on-one type of service, or whatever it is that they do for a living is something where they provide a service to someone. So that could be like a hint. And then let's just get some physical traits and characteristics. So group 3, how will you figure out you guys their full name? Okay. We have natural hazel eyes and nice legs. And then we have accessories and jewelry. So maybe they like to really accessorize and have like wear jewelry. They seem to be more natural though. So maybe they wear natural products, natural shampoo, conditioner, lotion, facial cleansers, essential oils, like, those types of things is something that is important to them to like make sure that they're taking care of their body and they're not putting artificial chemicals and things like that on their body. Like I said, health in all the ways is very important to this person. They could have hazel eyes and nice legs, something about their legs that really stands out to you. Um, and yeah, that's your person. So that is how you're going to recognize your soulmate. I hope that you found this helpful. And if you wanted to check out other videos on who your soulmate could be and all the good things, I have a whole bunch of those videos in my channel. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.